On today's show,
James Harden keeps Houston alive, but who's more upset by it? The Warriors or the Rockets?
Kevin Durant's former coach Scott Brooks is going to Washington. Does that mean KD will too?
And this is what it sounds like when Blake flies in this week's Top 10 Plays of the Week.
It's Friday, April 22nd. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world, and welcome to the starters. Shout out to everyone joining us live on NBA TV or a little bit later on YouTube. We're happy to have you. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tess Millis.
Must be playoff time. The crew's getting a little testy in here.
To his right, it's the international man of mystery taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Lele.
And last, certainly not least, over there, starters blog editor, Trey Kirby.
Heyo!
Heyo! TK, what do you have for us on Friday?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at #TheStarters. And on yesterday's show, we caught wind of the crew from inside the NBA challenging your boys to a 3-game basketball series, an idea which we loved. Inside the NBA wants a 3-game series with your boys. And if they want a 3-game series, they're going to get a 3-game series. Of course, Inside is going to have all of the basketball advantages. 45 years of NBA experience, a bunch of titles, a bunch of all-star appearances. But your boys got the intangibles. We're way younger. Got 2 more beards. They're still killing us on Emmys for now.
Yeah.
And here's the big thing. We've got 0 co-hosts with man boobs. They have up to 2.
Oh!
Now, obviously, we are in for this, but what we weren't expecting was such an emphatic response from Inside, which we got late last night.
Well, first of all, it's inappropriate for you guys to talk about Shaq's man boobs. That's just really inappropriate. But I got your back, big fella. We accept y'all challenge. I can't wait to get my hand on that Canadian barbecue chicken. Canadian barbecue chicken alert.
Oh, snap. This might actually happen, especially if you people out there keep tweeting about it. You can't say no to the buzz. But if it does, we got to start strategizing. Now, we've got a couple of matchups figured out. Skeets, you're going to be guarding Kenny the Jet Smith.
Okay.
The point guards from our respective shows, we need your speed out there if you're going to be guarding the Jet. Unfortunately for me, I have the unenviable task of guarding Shaquille O'Neal, or as I'm sure he sees it, barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
Now, here's
Canadian barbecue.
Canadian barbecue
Swiss
chicken.
LA, yeah.
Don't worry, I'm American. Nonetheless, here's where things get confusing. We can go with traditional matchups. Task guarding Chuck. Very strong, need him inside.
Yeah.
Task great post defender Lee. Stick and Ernie Johnson, the 2 eldest guys on their respective shows, going one-on-one. A veterans matchup, or we can get crazy. Task guard Ernie Johnson. That way maybe you can help on the glass, double team, things like that. And then Lee's guarding Charles Barkley. How's he going to slow him down? By asking him about the 1987 All-Star Game and 93 NBA Finals, literally boring him to death.
Yeah.
I think it could work, but we'd like to hear from you. Let us know what our matchups should be against Inside the NBA. Tweet them to us at #TheStarters. We'll take any suggestions. We need your help.
All right, get those tweets
The
in.
1987 All-Star Game was Chuck's first.
There we go. See?
Yeah,
Perfect. So he's already doing it.
Our producer, Matt, was working, Jeremy Levine, another producer here at NBA TV, saying, Shaq can't have the back down rule. It's 5 seconds.
Yeah.
He's working him for the rules. Like we actually have a chance
No,
against Shaquille O'Neal in the post.
If we're playing in the cage, there are no rules.
Obviously
Anything
not.
will go. All right, we got a fun show tonight. Get your tweets in, how we should match up with them. We got the top 10 plays of the week, and we'll also look ahead to a few of tonight's games on Friday night here. But first, we start with a little Is This News? If you're new to the show, Trey rounded up some recent playoff headlines. He's going to pitch them to us, and we're going to determine whether or not they're actually news. So Trey, our first headline.
Yeah, our first headline comes to us from the New York Times, very prestigious.
Yeah.
And it reads, the Warriors missing Stephen Curry fall to the Rockets. Is this news?
This is not news. All this means is that the series lasts one additional game. This does not force Steph Curry into a uniform by any means. If Steph is ready, he'll play. But if Steph is iffy, then he won't play. That's all I think it means. This series is going 5 games. I think the Warriors played a poor game, and they almost won. They come out, they win game 4, and they go home and win game 5, regardless of Steph's status. Steph's status to me is separate. That's all it is to me.
Really? I disagree with that.
Really?
I actually disagree with that. I think if they had won and pulled it out last night, and the Rockets, look, they played with more energy from the get-go. They nearly gave it away. Harden hits the game winner. Now, the officiating last 2-minute rule has come out, the report has come out and said they actually should have called that as an offensive foul. I'm sort of happy they didn't.
I'm glad they didn't, yeah.
You know, I know there was contact there and he dislodged Iguodala a little bit, but I think at some point you got to let something like that go, and he's earned that right. But anyway, that's a whole separate topic. I think if the Rockets don't win that game and they go down 3-0, I don't think we see Curry in Game 4. And of course, because they lost it, I think 99% sure that Steph Curry will play.
Really?
I think, yeah, because I think they wouldn't have brought Curry back if they didn't need him to. And now you sort of need to, sort of. I don't think they're going to lose the series. I
just don't think they rush him back because the Houston Rockets are on the other side of the floor. If this is the
I
NBA
wouldn't
Finals,
say it's rushing him back, though.
We don't know his status.
Well, Curry, by all accounts, was ready to play in Game 3. And they said, what? There's no reason. You don't need to. It's the Rockets.
He didn't bring a suit to Houston. He was expecting fully to play. And from what I read, he was out there shooting around okay, but they wanted to test him out in actual game-like conditions, get him out on some 3-on-3 and 5-on-5 stuff before he actually played. Now that they've lost that game, I think they do probably play him in Game 4 because he's going to have at minimum 2 games before they make it to the conference semi-finals. So, but look, we probably are underestimating Houston a little bit. They fought last night. Now maybe they think they've got a little bit of a chance.
They might think that, but we haven't seen fight back-to-back nights throughout this entire season. It's different. There were so many bad games from the Warriors yesterday. That's why I just think they're going to come out and win Game 4.
I do too, but I just think if you're Houston, you're like, okay, we've at least now got something to build on. Let's go out and see if we can make this some sort of a series.
Well, one thing I noticed yesterday I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into was Draymond Green's turnover at the end. So that's what brings us to Tasketball.
Oh, yeah, it's back.
A little segment where we see.
It's changed.
Whoa, things have changed. I was expecting something to come out of my chest here. Draymond Green turned the ball over very late when the Warriors had an opportunity here to win the game. He got a little bit ahead of himself. His brain, one step ahead of his body. He was likely going to drive here on Michael Beasley because that lane was open all night. And that brought me back. A few weeks ago against the Boston Celtics, the exact same thing happened. He was ready to move, but his hands weren't secure around that basketball. I mean, I think the training staff, they're so in-depth in Golden State, they might have a little psychological test where they adapt a system where they have him go one step at a time. I just wanted to bring that up just because it's happened last time, 2 times within 3 weeks. And if you see it again, you saw it on the starters.
He was rushing, for sure.
He was rushing.
He's got those big old hands, though. I think he just thought he could clasp the ball and he was off.
In Game 4, it'll be entirely different.
Yeah, because Steph Curry will be playing.
Wow.
And they'll be
Either
up by
way, they're
20.
winning. Come on.
All right, next headline, Trey.
Our next headline comes from the Washington Post, and it reads, Scott Brooks is set to become the Washington Wizards head coach. Is this news?
This is news because they got a new head coach.
Yeah, can't argue that.
And the fact that they seem to be giving him a lot of money. Scott Brooks is going to be their head coach and only their head coach. To be sort of that player's coach, I think, with John Wall and Bradley Beal. If he did something well in Oklahoma City, it's get along well with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. I don't think he gets enough credit for letting Russ be Russ. Because Russell Westbrook wasn't put in a box in Oklahoma City, became an entirely great player, as well as Kevin Durant.
This is the thing with this. Is the real part of this headline, is this really news because you believe Kevin Durant's likelihood of going to D.C. goes up because of Scott Brooks? That's what we're really talking about here. Do you buy it?
No, I don't at all. I don't think it has any impact on what Kevin Durant does. I think a coach can have an influence. If you're Greg Popovich, Phil Jackson, or even Pat Riley in his day, I think then, when you've got the pedigree and the accolades and the awards behind you. But I think in this situation, I don't think it makes any real difference to Kevin Durant. I think next season he'll decide where he wants to play based on the best opportunity to win a championship.
Yeah, I didn't even mention it because you're not signing a guy to a reported 5-year, $35 million deal, 7 per, with the chance, the off chance that Kevin Durant comes. It doesn't make sense. I just mentioned that number because coaches' salaries are going up and up and up. That would put him in the top 6, and the other 3 of those 5 also have general manager duties.
Yeah,
it's a good time to be a head coach, even though you get fired after this.
I was going to say, it seems like a very stressful job as well, but good thing they get $7 million. I don't think KD will be going to D.C. because of Brooks. If he wanted to play for Brooks, if he was that adamant about playing for him, Brooks would still be there in OKC, so I don't see that being the case. I am excited to see just how good Scott Brooks is as a head coach. We sort of don't really know. We think he is, and he's done really well at building up young guys, as you said, Taz. He won a whole lot of games, went to the finals, went to a bunch of conference finals, but he had Durant and he had Westbrook. Now he's got some stars there, some talent at least in John Wall and Bradley Beal, but definitely not on the level of those guys. And let's see if he can coach. I'm excited to see it.
The Thunder did play defense, and
Yeah.
the Wizards this season didn't play defense.
No, they
So-
tuned out Randy Whitman very early.
So
in the
you
season.
expect at least they will have an improvement on that end of the floor.
All right, Trey, I think we got time for one more headline.
Yeah, our final headline comes from NBA.com, and it says Blazers McCollum named Kia NBA Most Improved Player. Is this news?
This is not news because we all knew he was going to win this.
I watched the Starties after we recorded them.
And
Yep.
he was, and I believe that was the correct winner of this
Yeah.
award. I don't know how you don't give it to a guy who, goes from scoring 6 points per game and 15 minutes per game last season to now over 20 in this league. That's still impressive stuff. He ran away with it as well. 101 first place votes of the 130 writers and broadcasters who cast the ballots for this award. He not only scored more, but he kept very efficient, as we said on the
Yeah.
Starties, and was a big reason why we gave him the award. So, not really news, but congratulations and well deserved.
Hey, and what is news is that suit that he wore to the
He
presentation.
looked great.
Looked
and
amazing.
Make sure you check out his little news conference there, his little acceptance speech.
Yeah.
That was one of the best acceptance speeches we've seen in a while. So again, congrats to CJ McCollum. Good stuff. Got to take a break. When we come back, time to count down the top 10 plays of the week. I guess of the playoffs so far.
That's
yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Come on back. You're watching the Starters. Back to the Starters, we asked you what should the Starters matchups be against the Inside the NBA crew in our inevitable 3-on-3 3-game series. I guess is what's happening here. I'm not sure. You guys have sent in your best answers on Twitter using the hashtag the Starters. Trey, you got a few of the best.
We've got some brilliant assistant coaches out there, including Connor Hess, who says if you put J.E. Skeets on the Shaq, the Diesel might get distracted by trying to give him another wedgie. If you're willing to risk your underpants, we can do that.
No. I'm free balling this.
Gross! Doug Schover says since Shaq likes chicken, the matchup is Lee on Trey's shoulders, leave Ernie alone, hashtag chicken fight. I like it.
okay.
It might work, though I'm pretty slow with a man on my shoulders. And finally, Mark says, y'all are old. Play zone, you silly old gooses. Good idea. They got the size advantage.
Yeah,
Maybe we got shooting. Probably not.
We got to make them shoot. No, we probably don't. No, they're former NBA athletes. All right, good stuff. Keep your suggestions and the matchups you want us to play against the Inside the NBA crew coming in. But now we got to get to the top 10 plays of the week. The top 10 that made us celebrate this week, presented by
Ciroc!
That's right. At number 10, Paul Millsap just denies Isaiah Thomas in the Fortress. It's called the Fortress for a reason. Lee.
Exactly, that's why.
15 blocks.
Yeah.
Paul
the
Mills
Hawks picked
slaps
up
it right off the glass.
in game 2. That is a franchise record for them.
At number 9, a rare type of highlight, Justin Anderson behind the back while in the air. Very, very nice.
Good hands from Mesri, too.
The three-point line, yeah. Solomon Mesri with a nice catch, making it happen.
Number 9, maybe we have that too low in this top 10. But at number 8, we got 3 Blake Griffin dunks. Just bullies his way through Damian Lillard and then dunks on Plumlee, gets there a little bit before him. Love this pass from Chris Paul in the fast break. Oh yeah, got Plumlee again. It's nice to have Blake Griffin back dunking in our
love
lives. A little one more, game 2 action. Is he as high as he used to be? No,
Yeah,
but
Pose
it's
is the
still
same, though.
ferocious.
Did he get old the last couple months?
but he's explosive.
Do you know LeBron eats with his left? Oh. Can you pass the potatoes, LeBron? Sure, Kevin. I'll serve you up a tasty dish. Beautiful
Hey,
stuff
don't
there.
try that at home, kids. That's not a fundamental.
He practices that pass.
You be quiet, very
He
solid.
really
player.
does.
That's a great play. At number 6, Dwight Howard denies Festus Ezeli. Now, this is sort of like a double block here. He blocks it with his left and then sort of the right as well.
That's like Dwight from a few years ago,
Yeah,
too.
this is
Yeah,
nice.
that's when he was racking up the Defensive Player of the Year trophies. You're right.
He got his jumping abilities from Blake. At number 5, Kevin Durant on the other side of the rim. That's too easy for him. It's like he's reaching up and touching the rim.
He makes that look too easy. I
He does.
agree.
Yeah.
At number 4, we got another great dime here. Monte Ellis have it all, including the no-look dime over the
nice.
head. Now that is a beauty.
Around the ear. There it is.
Ooh.
Offhand, too.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yamahimi finishes it home despite the bad back.
At number 3, Amir Johnson, the help defender. This guy is a playoff performer, the gritty defender. Amir Johnson, that's like a volleyball block.
Yeah, two
Defense is
hands.
infectious down at the Fortress.
Oh,
Everyone
it's
can do it.
That's huge. At number 2, back to LeBron James, this time with the dunk.
Oh, he didn't dunk, he.
Rock the rim. We're going to save it for number 2, Ellis.
That's integration.
Clutch
I love
integration.
this, the celebration, too, where he nearly falls over because he's so pumped up. Ah!
At number 1, the Russell Westbrook recovery block. Oh, that is beautiful. Leads to a dunk at the other end by Enes Kanter. How quick was that fast
Yeah.
break? Russell Westbrook getting the 6th all-time NBA leading scorer. And they turn it around to Enes Kanter, the 7th all-time leading scorer this season, or something like that.
There it is.
Poor old Dirk. He was just about to throw it down.
Top 10 plays of the week, according to the starters. Agree, disagree. Let us know on Twitter. Gotta take a break. When we come back, King James visits the palace. But can Sir Stanley slow him down? Back with the starters. 3 games on this Friday night in the NBA playoffs. All 3 see the series at 2-0. Cavs, Pistons, Hawks, Celtics, Spurs, Grizzlies, all on your ESPN networks. So enjoy those tonight. Let's hope we get a little one of these home teams, I guess I should say, picking up a win finally. And let's, as we've been doing here and previewing these, doing a little true or false. I'm going to try and say this with a straight face because we're focusing on the Cavs, Pistons first. True or false, Tess? Stanley Johnson is the LeBron stopper.
I mean, this was written for me to say false.
Yeah.
He is the LeBron catalyst, perhaps. He's not the LeBron stopper. All that chatter after game 1 about Stanley Johnson being a good matchup and Stan Van Gundy saying LeBron James is getting away with offensive fouls. Well, it got into LeBron's head, and he took it out on the Detroit Pistons, and specifically Stanley Johnson.
bump jab.
Any matchup that Stanley Johnson was on LeBron took it personally, and he went directly at him. He was 12 of 18 shooting in game 2, a fabulous LeBron performance where he may have displayed that he was a little amped up. I mean, just a little bit. Going right at Stanley. I'm so surprised that Stanley Johnson, after the game, continued to talk about how he was in LeBron's head. He literally said, I was in LeBron's head. That's for sure. He jabbers, he moves his mouth sometimes, all those cheerleaders on the bench. I like the confidence. I think we all like the confidence, but you haven't won a playoff game against them, and this is the guy who's been the best player in the NBA for several years. There's just no need. Stand squared, 2 stands, whatever you want to call them, there's no need. And Stan Van Gundy went to Stanley Johnson and said, rein it in. I mean, there's just no need to talk about it that way when you're talking to the best player in the world until we get a victory. Maybe a few. There's just no need.
That's all right, though. This is what the playoffs are all
Yeah,
about.
it's fun.
The learning experience for Stanley Johnson, because one thing about him, he's very strong. Even though LeBron is beating him, physically when LeBron's backing in against him, he's actually holding his own quite well.
I agree with
So,
that.
in a couple of years, we'll see some better performance from Stanley Johnson. But for the moment, I'm just enjoying watching him play.
It's not only Stanley, it's a team thing, though, as well,
Yeah.
where they have the confidence, but they all continue to talk, including Marcus Morris, all the vets. There isn't really a veteran who's bringing him back.
Yeah, you can't be a stopper when the guy that, when you were trying to guard him, went 6 for 6 against you in game 2, and that's what the numbers from ESPN say. It's sort of the equivalent of, I don't know, scoring a touchdown down 40 or 45 points and doing a great dance and saying, yeah, this is cool, I got this. But it's like, well, not really, man. No, you're getting hammered here. It'll be interesting to see, though. We haven't had a playoff game in the Palace in a very long time. You would expect that crowd to be hyped. Will that hurt or help the inexperienced Detroit Pistons? We'll find out.
Kid Rock in
tonight.
attendance, probably.
Probably. All right, moving on to the Hawks Celtics, Game 3 in Boston tonight. Celtics have had trouble scoring the basketball, Lee. So true or false? The Celtics just don't have enough offense to beat the Hawks in a best-of-7 series.
True, and for 2 reasons. One, they just don't have the weapons right now, and especially with Avery Bradley out and Kelly Olynyk, I'm not sure his status
He's
right
questionable
now.
tonight.
Questionable for tonight. So they just don't have it. And secondly, they're coming up against the second best defensive team in the league anyway. So the Atlanta Hawks know how to defend. The Boston Celtics are short-handed. We saw that in Game 2. The Celtics just scored 7 points in that first quarter and really never got away from that. So it's going to be so hard to see the Celtics generate enough offense over 48 minutes to outscore the Hawks, who are a very good offensive team themselves. So if the game was to get to sort of 100 points or so, I just don't see how the Celtics can score that many to keep it close.
Yeah, we know Avery Bradley definitely not
He's
playing
out,
tonight.
yeah.
Very likely out for Game 4 because of the hamstring. And it's not like Avery Bradley's Steph Curry by any stretch of the imagination, but he was the Celtics one of their better three-point shooters, which you're going to have to do against the Hawks. Because as we saw, the way they played Isaiah Thomas in Game 2 specifically, They just packed the paint. Packed the paint, said, Isaiah, you're not beating us. We know you're talented. We know you're an all-star. You're going to be passing to Jay Crowder, who has struggled since he came back from injury with his three-point shot. You're going to pass to some young guys like Terry Rozier, who got minutes, and RJ Hunter. We're fine with letting them take threes.
Yeah.
And it didn't work in game 2. Will those type of young guys and sort of role players be able to hit shots in their own barn? You know, that's what they're going to have to hope for, because otherwise they don't have the firepower. I'm with you on that. Unfortunately, just want to get some series here in the East. 'Cause a lot of them,
and the Hawks dropped games 3 and 4 last year in round 1.
Yeah.
So they are apt to drop a couple games, and the Celtics don't offensive rebound too. The Hawks aren't a great defensive rounding team, but they don't have the size to really take advantage of that.
They need a massive game from like a Jay Crowder tonight. You're going to need to help
Who's
Isaiah
not healthy.
Thomas. Who's not healthy. No, so it's sort of unlikely. But good luck to them. We got to take one more break. When we come back, Lili's very solid play. Back with the starters. There he is. LeBron James, the king, in the palace, getting ready to play the Pistons. Game 3, Cavs Pistons, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN tonight. Cavs
All black. Looks like he means business.
Yeah. I think I could see Stanley Johnson in his head though. Maybe he's under his hat.
Oh.
Lee,
A
very
big
solid
hat.
play.
Going to Dallas for a beautiful one from the Mavs. Check out this pass from JJ Barea through to the old man Dirk. No one knows where he is. Whoa, beautiful. Look at that.
And a layup.
Dirk
Whoa.
with a vicious finish as well. Check it out. It's just like Blake Griffin near the rim. Here it is again. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's what I call a very solid old man play.
Look at that.
Get a load of that.
All right, now it's time for the highlight that wasn't. Raptors Pacers. Now this is not going to make the highlight packs, but it's what wins basketball games. The Raptors went into Indiana with the grit and the tenacity and the fire to grab offensive rebounds, to just out-hustle the Pacers, and in this case, to out-flop them. Patrick Patterson, nice way to get that call.
Another one.
But that's the highlight that wasn't. The Raptors looking like their 56-win selves.
That was a good performance. You're absolutely right. They look like the regular season maps that are picking up a pivotal Game 3 in Indiana. Guys, this morning we recorded a super long edition of the Drop Podcast where we discuss many things, including whether first-round series should be shortened, going back to the best-of-5 series possibility. We dive a little deeper in regards to the Wolves hiring Tibbs and debate whether Minnesota's a playoff team next season. And we show some love to a few of our favorite underappreciated players. We also talk about the fact that Kelly Ripa makes $20 million a year.
Doesn't even turn up.
Yeah, that's before endorsement.
Before endorsements. Again, there's a look at Friday night's NBA playoff schedule. A whole lot of basketball this weekend. Not only these 3 tonight, but we're back to the 8 games over the weekend. 4 on Saturday, 4 on Sunday. Pray for rain, everyone, so we can just stay inside all day and watch ball. We're back on Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, to talk about all 8 series. Thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, this is inspired by the new Most Improved Player. He woke up like this.
Look at that.
He looks like Hugh Hefner in that suit.
smoking jacket. Brace the weekend, people.